Hi again then guys, and welcome to another Forza Horizon 3 speed build. And I have to say, this is one of those vehicles that I had huge expectations and huge hopes for. I hadn't checked out anyone else's videos to see how quick it was, and in retrospect it probably would have been a good idea to do so, and I wouldn't have been so disappointed. This isn't a bad car, to be clear, the twin mill. It's an awesome concept, but it's just a vehicle which doesn't really deliver on the potential which it has on Horizon 3, and that's a shame, because on paper it's a monster. You've got over 16 litres of capacity from the twin engine layout, over 1400 or so horsepower, a huge amount of torque as well, 1900 newton meters, and although it is heavy, it's got more than enough power and torque to still make it potentially one of the quickest cars in the game. Unfortunately though, it didn't really work out that way, because the top speed is no way near, and I mean not even close, to what it easily could and arguably should be. That being said, this is a tune for people who want to use the car anyway and need better performance out of it. So, as you can see, I would recommend all-wheel drive. That helps out a huge amount off the line, and the one saving grace of this car is that it has insane acceleration. It really does with all-wheel drive. Now, as far as the rest, you guys know the drill. You've got some visual options to work with. The front splitter in particular looks pretty cool. It's got kind of a snowplow-esque look to it, so you could fit that if you want to, likewise with the rear wing, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. That's purely optional. For the rest though, fit everything basically with race in the title. As you can see, I have fitted the roll cage. You want to upgrade your tyres, your brakes, basically everything that you can upgrade. Now, as far as the tuning side of things, and incidentally this tune is not on my storefront, it's a YouTube exclusive, but for acceleration, as I said, it is a monster. 1.1 to 60, that's Dodge Dart territory. 2.6 to 100, that's even quicker than the Dodge Dart. I believe, if memory serves, that's actually the quickest 0 to 60 time of any car in any Forza game to date. That's pretty impressive. And flat out, 233 miles per hour is not slow, of course not. 233 miles per hour is Zenvo territory in real life, but still, it's not exactly the kind of speed which you'd expect this car to be capable of. However, it's not slow, of course not. But as far as the gearbox, I would recommend a final drive of 2.9, then individual gears of again 2.9 for first, then 2, 1.5, 1.18, 0.95 and 0.78. Then for alignment we've got neutral camber, neutral toe, 1 degree of caster for manoeuvrability primarily, anti-roll I've got on 10, front and rear, springs on 172, 130, and I've opted to leave the ride height as high as possible. You could lower that if you want to. As far as dampers, we've got those on 10, 7, 4 and 3. Aero of course doesn't apply, and for the diff I've got 100%, not surprisingly, on the acceleration as I usually would, 0 on decel, and a 70% rear bias on the split. So as I said, this tune is not on my storefront, so if you want to copy it you'll have to use a variation of this tutorial, but now let's take it out on the street to see if it, at the very least, could go higher, maybe, than the benchmark. Unfortunately then, overall I would say that the twin mill is a car which works well on paper, but then in reality, or in-game reality, doesn't exactly live up to its potential. It has huge power, huge torque, huge capacity, and it certainly looks the part. If there was any car that should be capable of 300 miles per hour and potentially dethroning the Jag D-Type, then you'd think it would be this, but unfortunately not only does it not achieve that, but it's not even close. There are literally Ford Focuses that can outrun this thing. That's a real shame. But overall, if you do decide to use it, and decide to use this tune, of course I hope you have fun with it and, yeah, even potentially win races. It certainly has the acceleration to get the job done, just not the top end speed. So that's it overall for this tune, and of course if you enjoyed it you can click through to the playlist at the end of this video to see literally hundreds more. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.